All rise for support court with Judge Vanda B. Judge, this is case number JVB1069, Franklin case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Franklin, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge Vanda. My son was killed 3 months ago. I have a granddaughter that's 9 years old. I've had custody of her since she was a baby. After his death and funeral, Kim decides she wants to come to my house and remove her. Brought the police to my house.
After the funeral?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. She did. She did that. As traumatic as it was for me and my family, she decided to remove Rakisha.
This isn't just another custody case. It's an emotional battlefield. A heartbroken grandmother, a mother haunted by her past, and a 9-year-old girl caught in the middle of it all. After the devastating loss of her son, Miss Franklin is clinging to the only family she has left, the granddaughter she's raised since birth. But now, the child's biological mother, who's been absent for years, is demanding custody, and she's not backing down. Enter Judge Vanda B., tasked with unraveling a web of painful accusations, welfare fraud, and a history of addiction. It's a clash between biological rights and the stability of the only home the child has ever known. So what matters more in the eyes of the law? Blood or consistency? Redemption or reliability? This case is full of emotional twists, gut-wrenching revelations, and a final ruling that will challenge everything you thought you knew about justice and parenthood. Strap in. This one's going to hit hard. Let's dive into it.
With the police caused a scene, which she's done in the past. I'm here today for grandparents' rights. I've had my granddaughter since she was a baby. She doesn't even know who this lady is. She knows that she's her mother, but as far as knowing who she is, and with her lengthy past, when I say
When you say lengthy past, what do you mean by that?
Drugs, drinking, fighting, beating the system.
Even the system?
Yes.
How did she do that?
Welfare, food stamps, housing, anything that's not legal, she's done.
But Rakisha, I said her name right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, she lives with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And prior to your son's death, did your son live with you too, or was Rakisha just living with you?
Only Rakisha, absolutely not. He could not live with me.
Okay, I understand.
But
so how was she getting benefits if her daughter lived with you?
Because, as I mentioned earlier, both of them love to beat the system, and they use my grandchild against me and my husband, just so that they can continue to beat the system. I did put my son on child support.
Okay.
That I absolutely did.
And now you're wanting child support from mom.
I want child support and full custody of my granddaughter.
Okay. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
Oh, absolutely, yes. When she brought the police to my house, she told them that I threatened her, and she threatened me. She threatened to kill me. I said, absolutely not, Your Honor. What I told her when she called, I told her, I said, you know what? If you come over here, I'm not going to be in control. Smith and Weston gonna be in control.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't get that far, did it?
Well, it didn't, because the police drug her from my front yard.
Oh, okay. And I'm sorry for your loss as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, is there anything else you need me to know before I move over to her?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I didn't catch your last name. I just heard your first name is Kim.
That's what I want to say. I'm a fan. It's Kim Bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
Yes.
How do you spell it?
B-O-U-D-U-R-E.
Oh, okay. Is that French?
Yes.
Okay. Well, can I call you Lady B? I think I'll butcher
Kim.
Kim. Okay.
Kim.
I think I'll butcher that last name too much.
Okay.
Okay, so is all of what she's saying true? You had a history with drugs, drinking. She said you're cheating the system, getting welfare. What it sounds like is that your daughter has been living with her this entire time. So, I mean, is what she's saying true?
That line hits like a punch to the chest. She doesn't even know who this lady is. This isn't just emotional, It's powerful legal ammunition. In custody battles, courts don't just look at DNA. They prioritize stability and established emotional bonds. A biological connection alone doesn't guarantee parental rights. If a child sees her grandmother as her true mom, the court just might agree. So ask yourself, would you hand a child over to someone she barely recognizes just because they gave birth to her? In the eyes of the law, love, consistency, and familiarity often outweigh biology. And in this case, that could change everything.
Past,
So it is true. The answer is yes.
some of it is, yeah.
Okay, which part of it is true?
As far as maybe some of the illegal drug activity that her son and I both partake in, some of that is true, but as far as the food stamps and all that, it's not. She's just going by hearsay, by what people are telling her, just using that, in this case. As I stated, as she stated, as far as coming to get my kids, with the police and stuff, that's true.
Okay.
Because I need Rakisha, to come and be with her mom. She's getting older, and so is she, So
That wasn't nice. She's been taking care of your daughter, so what difference would it make if she's getting older?
She has been, again, all these words are past tense. It's 2022, and it's time for my daughter to come home with me.
But she hasn't lived with you.
She hasn't, because I was working on my career and getting myself together, so I can be the mom that I need to be. And, I've done that. And unfortunately, Ricky passed, rest his soul. And it's time for my daughter to come home with her mother.
Okay.
I'm not the woman that I used to be, Your Honor.
All right. But you are still the woman she doesn't know, your daughter, right?
Well, actually, and she doesn't know that, I've been talking to Rakisha for about 4 or 5 months now.
Talking to her about what?
Talking to her, letting her know, that first of all, reaching out, letting her know that it's unfortunate that our dad passed, and letting her know that I want us to get our relationship together. I want to be the nurturing mother that, that she needs.
Okay, so as of right now, you're a stranger, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say stranger.
Well, it's not necessarily what you want to say, it's what the facts say. You're a stranger to this child that you came and attempted to remove from her caretaker. Right?
She's been taking care of her, yes, and I commend her for that. But my daughter needs to be with her mother.
All right, but you do understand that your daughter needs to be in an environment that's stable, where she is familiar with the person that is taking care of her.
Okay, she has to get familiar with her. I am working.
Whoa! Things escalated fast. Bringing police to a funeral home? Throwing around accusations of death threats? That's not co-parenting. That's pure chaos. And that Smith & Wesson remark, that alone could have derailed the entire hearing. It's the kind of outburst that doesn't just rattle the room. It lingers in the judge's mind. In family court, it's not just about bank accounts or who has the bigger house. Judges weigh emotional stability, conflict resolution, and temperament. And this meltdown? Exhibit A of what not to do.
Totally out the picture.
Let's talk about that. How much money do you make?
About $70,000.
70,000. How much? You say insurance as well?
Yes, I pay $170 a month.
All right. How much of that have you given to grandmother? And it's not a hard question if you've actually done anything. I mean,
well, I can say none then. Let's just, be done with it. None.
So you make all of this money and you haven't given grandmother anything for your daughter?
Well, her dad has been taking care of the child support and everything up until this point.
Right, but what were you doing?
I was paying insurance.
Okay. So you were paying the insurance.
Yeah.
Your daughter living with someone else.
Well, she the one wanted to raise her.
But ma'am, it is your daughter.
It's my daughter. I paid the insurance. She wanted to raise her. The dad did the child support. We all just did our part.
You obviously came here to waste my time.
Not really.
It sounds like it. It sounds like you're trying to evade the obligation of paying child support or paying any type of financial support for this child because you want to do what you want to do. Insurance is not sufficient, ma'am. Grandmother can pay insurance if she needed to,
but she hasn't.
Well, she can't do it without a modification to your court order. That's the reason she's here.
Okay, so can my daughter go home?
Judge Vonda didn't sugarcoat a thing. You're a stranger. No matter how much personal growth Kim has gone through, showing up after years and expecting to reclaim full custody, that doesn't hold weight in court. Yes, turning your life around is admirable, but parenthood isn't a clock-in-when-you're-ready job. You don't get to hit pause and expect to pick up where you left off. Would you really hand a child over to someone they barely know? Even if that person shares their DNA, the law looks at consistency, not just biology. And in this case, the emotional bond isn't with Kim, it's with Grandma.
She cannot. She is going to stay and remain with the person who's always taking care of her. You haven't said anything different to support that grandmother has not been doing the job you should have been doing. So what we're going to do is based on your own testimony, and I believe you told the truth.
I do.
$70,000 a year, and that's giving you credit with the $170 health insurance. Your gross is $5,663. That brings your net to $4,613. You have one child, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, 20% of that, it brings your monthly child support obligation to $923. And as I stated, you are still to maintain the health insurance.
That's over $1,000.
And no, it's not. It's under $1,000.
So 9 something plus the 170?
No, you got credit. The
Oh, okay,
170 was
okay.
given in your gross, so you got credit for that. $923 a month. It's what's fair. It's what's in the best interest of your daughter.
And just like that, the gavel drops. Custody stays with Grandma. And Mom? She's now responsible for $923 a month in child support. That insurance policy she kept flexing? Yeah, the court already factored that in. Judges aren't fooled by surface-level contributions. This case was never about dodging child support. It was about proving who's been doing the heavy lifting. In family court, love isn't measured in Blue Cross premiums. It's counted in sleepless nights, school runs, and emergency room visits. Consistency beats biology when the child's well-being is on the line.
And with her grandmother.
Okay, so. Okay.
Anything else? You had a question?
I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
Oh, okay. You might want to do that, especially if it was something inappropriate. All right. Anything further pertaining to this case?
That's it, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further, Ms. Franklin?
Yes, Your Honor. This lady just sit here and perjured the court. She has 3 other children that lives with 3 other different daddies.
Oh, wow.
And you know, she had more miles on her than Route 1604.
Okay. Well, Ms. Franklin, hold on one second. Do you have other children?
Yes.
So why didn't you say that?
Because, you know, unfortunately, like Rakisha, they live with their dads in their other parent, you know, other side of the family. So,
Are you paying child support for them as well?
no.
No. Oh, okay. So you're just not doing anything.
I'm paying insurance for them too.
Oh, right. So beyond insurance, you haven't done anything for them. Is that what I'm hearing? How many other children do you have?
3.
So you have 3 other children. We have to manipulate your child support amount. So
So it should be lower.
let's see. Let's see how much lower it'll be. All right. Your child support is lower. It went to $680.
Kept your mouth shut.
No, you know, first of all, that was rude. Secondly, she's being honest. You are not being honest. But that's okay. You don't have to be honest with me because you know what? One day you're going to have to answer to each of your children. And that is going to be your battle to fight with them.
Well, at least they'll know I took care of them by paying their insurance.
Oh, okay. And they'll also know you're a stranger. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's break it down. Grandma keeps custody. Mom walks away owing $680 a month in support. After revealing she has 3 other kids living with different families, Judge Vonda B. didn't buy the act. She chose consistency over biology, and rightfully so. This case proves one thing loud and clear. Showing up late to the parenting game won't earn you a trophy. If this case hit you like it hit us, smash that like button. Drop your thoughts below. Who do you think truly had the child's best interest at heart?